What's up, everyone? Row your boat gently down the stream, win the veto, earn your safety, and betray your team. Not my words, the words of Sarah Beth, who's becoming the villain of the season. We've got so much to talk about, guys, so welcome to your live feed update. Alright folks, so straight away let's talk about who won the Power of Veto, but first things first, who actually played in the Power of Veto. Of course, we have the head of household Derek X and the two nominees Britini and Sarah Beth. On top of those picked to play were Kyle and Claire and Alyssa. Now obviously with Christian as the backdoor plan that's in place, obviously people were panicking slightly that Christian would get picked, but the second closest to Christian, Alyssa, was indeed picked, but Alyssa did not win the Power of Veto. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a hand to the winner of the Power of Veto. It is Britini. A huge congratulations to Britini. She has seen the block many times this season and she is finally being able to pull herself off the block. I would assume she is going to use the Power of Veto on herself. It would make logical sense, but I'd love to hear everyone's thoughts in the comment section. How do you feel that Britini has won the Power of Veto? Tiffany was doing what she does best, and she was in every single damn room after the veto competition, talking to every single person who competed in the competition. So she was consoling the people who were upset about not winning the veto or getting a punishment. This was the prizes and punishments veto, obviously, where you can win money and prizes and obviously get punishments as such, or wear a costume, that sort of thing. But Tiffany was there for everyone. She was congratulating Britini as the winner and hyping her up. She was being there for Sarah Beth and all the other people who had lost the competition. She was giving them, you know, it's classic Tiffany. She somehow manages to cover every. It's not even like she does a little bit here, a little bit there. She manages to cover every single ground, and she does it in an incredible way. Where it's not just like a little bit of something over there, a little bit of something over there. She is literally like, quality time here, quality time there, quality time here, quality time there. So she is in every single corner. Sarah Beth, it seems Sarah Beth took $5,000 instead of the veto, so I think with her knowing about the backdoor plan after Derek X spilled it to her the other day, she probably felt a little more confident that she wouldn't have to win the veto. She still seemed upset though that she didn't win it. However, I mean, she got $5,000. Can't complain at that. Now, before the veto competition even took place, Sarah Beth was giving off major villain vibes. She was sat by herself in bed singing that little thing I said at the start where she said, row your boat gently down the stream, win the veto, earn your safety, and betray your team. And then she was sat there giggling to herself. It was like watching... When you watch, do you know when you watch Survivor and you watch the villain just go on one, and they are basically just one man for themselves, and or woman, one man or woman for themselves, and they are basically and they tend to make it far in the game. Like the likes of, if you guys watch Survivor, you'll get the kind of vibes of Coach or Randy, or just that character that kind of forms into something where you are like, wow, when you're watching them. I do think Sarah Beth is going to become that character this season, and I think it's fantastic. It's been a while since we've really had, so I mean, we always kind of have villains, but you know, villains that have really got a character about them. I feel like Sarah Beth is going to fill that void, so I'm very excited for that, because I know, listen, villain isn't always, people go, oh, villain, it's a bad thing. Not at all. Villains are often the best people on a reality television show, so, and I like Sarah Beth. You guys know I've talked about how I like Sarah Beth, so if she's going to become the villain of the season, I'm embracing it. I'm so excited for it if she continues to go on like that and play the game hard, which she is. She's literally, you know, I think it was, I put on my Twitter probably about an hour before she actually sang that little creepy nursery rhyme. I said Sarah Beth is becoming the villain of the season. She will do whatever it takes to stay off that block or to get herself off the block. And then literally about an hour later, 45 minutes later, here comes row your boat, and I stood by exactly what I said, and I think, yeah, she really is becoming the villain, and I love it. You know, and I say that with the utmost respect. There's no disrespect in me calling her a villain. I say it in a fantastic way. She's becoming one of the best characters of this season, and she's playing the game hard, and for that, I salute it. A blindside is coming, people. Alyssa and Xavier were talking amongst themselves, saying there is no way that Derek X is going to put up Christian. Alyssa is going to get one hell of a shock when the veto ceremony comes round. I am hyped for it, because obviously Britini, it makes logical sense for her to use the power of veto on herself. We are literally going to get shockwaves through the house when this happens, because Derek X obviously has included the whole house in on the plan. This is, you know, so far it's kind of been, okay, we need to keep Frenchie in the dark, we need to keep Brent in the dark, you know, that happened, you know, and I mean, Whitney wasn't even kept in the dark, but it was the whole house that wanted the target. This time, Derek X has told a few select people, and the rest of the house is going to go, oh, when they find out that Christian goes up on the block, because right now everybody's thinking that Big D is going to be the replacement, or possibly Arza. Alyssa's just going to be in total shock. And she can't complain because, listen, the deal was when Alyssa jumped off the wall that she would have safety, not Christian. So Britini's going to use the veto. Derek X will put up Christian, and then she'll get the shock of her life. Now, the rumour that went around a few days ago that Tiffany was talking about Sarah Beth being America's player, Xavier and Christian were even talking about that themselves, believing that Sarah Beth could be America's player, in which he has to make it to jury to get a certain cash prize, because they feel that Sarah Beth has been playing for jury rather than the win. Maybe that's why they were thinking she was pushing Hannah so hard last week as the target, saying, you know, it's probably a better idea, because they basically believe that Hannah would target Sarah Beth if she was the head of household, which she would have done if she had won that. Obviously, Derek X didn't go down that path, but Hannah would have targeted Sarah Beth, which would make total sense as to why, you know, they could imagine she has to make it to jury rather than getting the win. So that, obviously we know that's not true, but they definitely think that she is she could be playing as America's player, and if she's not that, she's definitely America's sweetheart. Now, of course, there was the talk of Tiffany believing that Sarah Beth should be the target over Christian, so be open to the fact that Tiffany could work the numbers and actually send Sarah Beth out the door this week. She is already starting to plant the seed. Sarah Beth is a threat, you know, to a couple people here and there, and, you know, things can spread like wildfire in the Big Brother house, so she just needs to say the right things to the right people, and then Sarah Beth is headed out the door on Thursday night. But it's very likely that we are going to see the final nominees of the week be Christian and Sarah Beth, so either way this week we're going to see a big threat leave the house. We're either going to say goodbye to a huge physical threat or a huge social and strategic threat. I've got admiration for both of those players, whilst, you know, I'm not necessarily... I feel like I would like Sarah Beth to stay, if I'm being straight up, but I have huge admiration for both players, because I think Christian's a powerhouse when it comes to the, you know, winning competitions, and then Sarah Beth's really good socially. Both are good players, but I do think Christian is going to be the person to leave, but I don't doubt that Tiffany might be able to flip things. She has shown how capable she is in this game of getting what she wants, basically, so I wouldn't be surprised if she can do that. But either way, Alyssa's going to get a shock when Christian goes up on the block, unless Derek X obviously clues her in beforehand, or clues the whole house in. Otherwise, we're going to get a good old-fashioned Big Brother blindside when the veto happens, which is what Big Brother's for. We're all excited for that. You know, we all have a blindside as Big Brother fans, and thus a Big Brother blindside on Thursday night. I mean, Christian might take a hint that he is the target, but who knows? People might think it's Sarah Beth. Listen, Tiffany is really good at reassuring people, so she might think she might be able to work the numbers and tell Christian that, you know, you're staying, Sarah Beth to target, and then Christian goes. Who knows? There's just so many different sort of alleyways that this could go down, and, you know, different perspectives you can look at it at. But either way, like I said, there's going to be a big threat going this week. That is all of your live feed updates for today, folks. I thoroughly hope you all enjoyed watching and are enjoying this week so far with Derek X as the head of household. I'd love to hear everybody's thoughts on this week so far in the comment section below. Do you think Derek X is doing a good job as a head of household? Do you think he's making the right decisions and the right target? Are you happy that Britini won the power of veto? Would you like Christian to be the replacement nominee? Sarah Beth, Christian, or even Britini? Who would you like to see evicted this week? I would say Britini's probably not going to be evicted though, because if she is smart enough or logical enough, she'll use the veto on herself. We don't want a repeat of Marcellus from Big Brother 3. Old school fans, you'll remember that. But folks, I'd love to hear your thoughts, so let me know. Right, I'll say as I always do, guys, I really appreciate everybody watching. It means the world to me, all of your support. Just thank you to every single last one of you. Make sure you're all staying safe, staying positive, and staying healthy out there, and be kind to one another, folks. But in the meantime, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. But until your next live feed update, I've been your host, Tom Vasey. Good night.